Property Mentors is proudly sponsored by Roma Finance and Aria Finance.
Hi, I'm Nicholas Wallwork.
And I'm Martin Roberts.
And we are the Property Mentors. Martin and I are property mentors, and we help people through their own property development journeys. And today we're going to be meeting Sally.
So Sally has got an existing property that she's potentially going to be looking at redeveloping. And our job is to, yes, take a look at what she's got, analyse that, but also introduce her to some potential alternatives.
Trying to contain your excitement.
I'm really trying hard.
Yes, and you're going to be bringing one site, aren't you, Martin? And I'm going to be bringing the other. And the question is, who's going to win the competition?
Well, you know, it's more about making sure we get something that's suitable for Sally. But I'm definitely going to throw in a curveball just to get her thinking about some of the alternatives which are out there. And, you know, there are lots of things that are going to come into play on this, and it's not just about the money. No. So it's going to be really interesting to see what she thinks of what we found for her.
Well, it's not just about the money for you, Martin, but I've always got one eye on the numbers. You know, we're going to deep dive on the numbers. We're going to look at the true development potential of each and every site. You know, we're not doing this for our health, are we?
No. Well, no. So anyway, how are we going to get there?
Well, I've got a little surprise for you.
All right.
I've been down the scrapyard and I picked the best vehicle I could because I heard your stretch limo was in for service. So I brought this.
Wow. What is that?
This is a 1954 barn door 23 window VW split screen bus. And that is the longest name of a vehicle that I've ever heard of.
These things are quite rare, aren't they?
Yeah, they're super rare. This is one of about 20 odd, I think, looking at the barn door register. And I think it brings a little bit of character.
It's a bit of a rust bucket, if you don't mind me saying.
That's patina, Martin.
It's not, it's rust.
That's a thing.
It's rust.
That's a thing, patina these days.
Does it go?
It goes very well. It's got a 2.6 litre Porsche Type 4 engine in it,
That
believe it
doesn't
or not.
sound very authentic.
But I like to get places and not break down, and I like to stop as well.
Well, this is good. Now, listen, let's hope it gets us there.
Should we jump in and go?
Let's go and see Sally.
Let's do it. Can't wait.
Expectation from today, I'm just open to learn from the experts really. I'm at a place now where I really want to do more with property. I want to encourage some passive income, and I want to choose projects that really excite me, that can make a difference.
Oh, hello, hi.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Lovely to
I'm
meet you.
Sally.
Good to see
Hi,
you.
welcome
How
to
are you?
Boxmoor Hall. Come in.
What a building.
Oh.
What an incredible thing to turn up to.
Oh,
Beautiful
thank
clock
you.
towers, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Fantastic.
lovely. Come on through.
Okay,
You're welcome.
brilliant.
After you.
Look forward to hearing your story. Thank you for inviting us to your place. And Nicholas and I are here to hopefully solve your problems. Tell us what your conundrum is.
Okay, so I have this beautiful building. It's lovely. It's been running as a performing arts venue and well-being and events. However, it's becoming more and more problematic running as a commercial venture. So I've got planning permission for 6 apartments.
Wow.
We're being really kind of sympathetic to the original intent of this building. There's lots of beautiful features in it, but it's knowing, is it the right thing to do? It's a big project. So I just need some bit of guidance as to whether I should dive in with the right team and do it, or sell and maybe move on to a different site, which is perhaps less complicated. And yes.
So at the moment, is this like an income generating thing for you?
It is, yes.
Does it do well?
It did do, but obviously, like everybody with COVID times, my lifestyle has had a complete overhaul as well. You know, I've had long COVID, my 4 businesses have been turned upside down, I've moved house twice, I've got divorced. All these things have happened in 2 years, but actually it makes me feel like, you know what, I've got through that. What else can I do?
Okay.
I'm interested to know what the plans are specifically for the 6 flats here. I mean, it's a stunning building, an old building. Sometimes, you know, one of the most challenging buildings to develop because of the aesthetics and things you want to preserve.
Boxmoor Hall, obviously this is a building of local interest. It's not listed though. Interestingly, it's not a listed building.
Not locally listed either?
No, just of local interest. So the 6 apartments, they have been designed to work within the footprint of Boxmoor Hall. So no major external exterior wall changes. It was very, very deliberate in the design process to create very individual looking apartments, not boxes. So each apartment is very much in keeping with the chimney breast, the high ceilings, putting in some mezzanines to create that sort of interesting kind of industrial look, I suppose. It's very trendy.
Mezzanine.
So have you already paid for the design? You've had all that done. Have you got planning permission?
I've got planning permission for
Wow.
6.
Okay.
Originally we went in for 7.
Okay.
And then in an appeal stage, we went to committee
Okay.
and they wanted us, there was a little bit of discrepancy between maybe the councillors, and they just asked us to make a decision on the day. Would we consider reducing the scheme? Fine, because at the time it was never about, doing a big project to maximise profits. Very much at the heart of this project here, for me, and maybe that's because I'm too emotionally attached, is about using the property and making it look as good as it can. And perhaps maybe my failing is not always looking at the bottom line.
What are the numbers? Have you looked at the numbers?
Yes.
Have you had costings done?
Yes. We're looking around the £1 million mark.
What, for the whole renovation?
To do the whole renovation.
It's not bad.
And I think because structurally this is a really sound building. It's been here,
What do you think the flats would sell for? Overall gross development?
6
sort of.
6 flats, we're thinking around anywhere between 2.4, 2.8 GDV.
For all of the flats?
Yes.
I'm surprised it's not more, actually.
Well, I'm being conservative.
Okay.
I'm being really conservative because the economy the way it is.
Well, okay.
We've had different people come in. We're in a really unique location here because we're 2 minutes walk from the town centre, 5 minutes walk from the train station, which takes 23 minutes to get into London. Got the A41, M1, M25. So it's a real little diamond here.
Do you own?
I own it.
You own it?
I have the freehold and I own it.
You own it.
How long have you owned it for?
Bought it in 2007.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, 2007.
Can we ask what you paid?
I paid 170.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well done.
So
Shrewd purchase.
yes, but it was a great purchase, but very much the purchase was based on it being derelict for about 4 years actually.
Right, okay.
There's been significant amount of personal investment to bring it up to spec.
What do you think you could sell it for, as is, with the planning permission?
I comfortably, we've had people come in, we're looking at 1.3, 1.4.
So you are doing all this effort and all this heartache and all this stress on a good day to get 200,000 quid.
But I could retain the apartments, you see, and then I've got a long-term strategy
Okay.
If you did it
Not
yourself.
if
sell
I
them.
did it myself
Okay.
And rent them out.
and rent them
And what
out.
kind of yield do you think that would generate?
I don't know.
You don't know, okay? What kind of rent would you get for an apartment around here?
Oh, around here, an apartment, you're looking at about 1,600.
1,600, so you'd have 6. So you'd have
One of those
9,000,
apartments
£10,000 a month.
is a free bed, so you could, and again,
£10,000 a month then, on approximately 120,000 a year. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, and she's into it for, let's say, 1.3 million. So you've got the £1 million build cost, the purchase price.
So it's not
Add
bad.
on a bit more for costs, so about 1.3. So that's not bad. It's about 10%.
Yeah, 10% yield.
10% gross yield.
Fab.
Yeah, so that would be if you kept them. Now you've got to think about managing them. And you've got to think about tenants coming in and out and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have any experience with that?
No, I don't.
Does it
as
worry
a
you?
profession. No, not really. My background is I can manage. Comes from events and dealing with people. So I'm skilled with dealing with people, but maybe the legalities of renting, I would definitely outsource that.
So you know that Nicholas and I have been looking at your situation and we've been beavering around to see what we could find that might tempt you or just get you to think, in an alternative way and show you some options. What do you think would sway you away from this place? What could we present you that would make you think, oh, okay? What would it be? What box would it have to tick?
I think it's got to be a venue that's going to be interesting, that I can see the end goal, as in, would I want to live somewhere like that?
Okay.
I would want to live here.
Right.
You know, because I know it would be beautiful.
Well, I think we need to understand this building a bit more before we take Sally off and show her what we found. So can you show us around?
Oh, I'd love to.
And then we'll take you off and show you what we found.
Fabulous. This is one of our studio spaces.
Wow. Right, so is this like one apartment sort of size?
This is one apartment, so it's a good size, you know, and we're actually going to dig down so we can create this lovely height and put in a mezzanine in here.
Oh, wow.
There's a staircase that leads just into a little terrace garden.
Okay,
So just
lovely.
just a small outdoor space.
Were you heavily involved in the design?
Yes.
That's original windows.
Yeah.
What a space.
What a space.
What on earth?
What do you think?
Unbelievably impressive.
The view out, is that?
That's a cricket pitch.
Yeah. It looks like we're in the middle of the countryside, and yet we're so central.
Amazing.
We're town centre.
So what's the plan for this bit of the property?
So the plan for this one on paper is, this actually is divided up. So a floor is put in. You can see where the base of the arches are.
Right.
A floor, another level goes in. So we have two apartments on this floor, and then two apartments above. So going right in and putting in roof lights.
So just to be clear on this one then, the apartments that are at this end,
Yes.
what do they have in terms of natural light?
Okay, if you can see the outline there, that window, that was boarded up. So we're going to reinstate that.
Okay.
And then we're,
circular one.
yes,
What a feature window as well.
gorgeous. And then we've got planning permission to punch in new privacy windows.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, at the back.
And the £1 million estimate you gave us, what's that based on? Have you had one quote or?
That was a quantity surveyor that came in, and they spent a number of days here. They brought in a team of different experts to kind of look at all the different key things, and then from that they based their build cost.
So you've spent, what, 50 grand, let me guess?
Yeah. I was in professional fees so far.
That adds to the value, you know, an incoming buyer.
Well, yeah, no, completely. You've got it on a plate, if you
turnkey
like.
development.
Yeah. I think we've seen enough.
It's been very interesting.
I really like the building.
It's absolutely
It is great. So I can understand your conundrum.
Thank
So
you.
it's all about what we've got to show you.
Okay.
Do you want to see?
Yes, definitely. Good luck.
Let's get on with it.
Let's get on with it. Listen, while Sally's locking up, let's you and I get in the van and have a quick chat about what we're going to do here.
Debrief.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
What a building.
a great building.
We've got to top that. How are we going to top that?
I don't know. I don't think it's about topping. I don't think it's about topping the building. I think it's about she's so emotionally attached to it because she's been through so much already with it, and she's run a business here. I think Sally is going to be a different one to prize away from this. I mean, you know,
She's not numbers led either, so.
no.
Yeah.
And she's had this health scare, and that does put things in perspective.
I think
you know-
you're in the running with your site.
Well, yes, I think.
I've got to really work hard now.
No, yeah, but I think we're both on a bit of a hiding to nothing, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But we've got to even if it turns out that she does this one, then I think we can give Sally some really, important advice on how she makes it as successful as it can possibly be.
Yeah, completely. And sometimes you need to, see multiple things to know the ones that you don't want. And so it reinforces, actually, maybe she should build this out.
Yeah.
Here she is.
Hello.
This is fabulous.
Welcome to the bus.
You like the bus?
I'm loving the bus.
Yeah.
Get in the bus.
Okay.
Get in the bus.
All right.
We're going to get off.
Okay, good.
It's
Great stuff. You have to shut the door.
1954. Still showing her age, but still full of beauty.
Love it. I love it.
Just
It's
like,
got a certain charm.
just like you. Not you. You.
Oh, yeah. Charming.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Off you
Off
go.
we go.
Yeah. Right. Good. So this is alternative number 1.
Okay.
Now this is my suggestion, okay?
Okay.
That's an interesting little face you're pulling there. It might not be as beautiful as the building that you've already got. No, it's not. It's
Stunning.
So let me give you a bit of the background. This is a prefabricated building, all right? It was a former church. It's in a really great residential location. You've got obviously the main road here, car parking, 3,000 square foot of building.
Beauty.
Well, not really beauty. I mean, let's call it for what it is. It's not very nice at all. However, in 1999, it was granted planning permission for demolition and the construction of 3 houses. Okay. Now look around. There's some really nice houses around here. So you're looking at a high-end residential area and the option for 3 houses. So as a potential development opportunity, forget what it looks like now because you're going to knock it down. What are your initial thoughts?
Speechless.
Which is, let me just ask this question.
Space, a great space.
Yes.
Car parking.
Yes.
Big plot,
You know,
isn't it?
big plot actually, and lovely road. So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, bearing in mind we're going to knock it down, or probably, well, or definitely.
Yeah.
Almost what's inside is irrelevant. But
Yeah.
should we go and explore anyway?
Yeah, lovely.
Okay.
Let's have a look.
Lead on.
Look round
Okay,
after
thank
you
you.
guys. I hope he knows what he's doing.
Head in here.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
The good news is it has had previous planning permission. The bad news is that was over 20 years ago. So there's no guarantees you're going to get that again. However, we are in a residential area, so I would say that the odds were definitely stacked in your favour. The great news, again, is it's a very level plot, easy access to the road for getting in building materials and getting rid of rubbish. Being a prefabricated building, the cost of demolition and also the amount of rubbish you're going to generate is about as low as it's going to be for a 3,000 square foot building. Before you put in an offer to buy it, I think you would want to meet with the council, as Nick said, get a pre-application in, which is that an informal kind of discussion where they can't officially say, yes, you will get planning permission. But so the likelihood is if you went in with an application in such and such and such and such a fashion, we would in principle support 4 houses, 5 houses, 3 houses. Okay. But if we were to do that, what we'd also want you to do is X, Y and Z. Right.
Would you go under development finance?
Well, you can't get development finance until you've got planning. You need a 2-phase refinance on this, a bridge loan followed by a sort of land and development sole loan. You know, I think the key is getting your ducks in a row early on planning. So
now, I know you're not particularly into the numbers. Okay. It's not your strong point.
No.
But obviously, this is probably much more a numbers game. Yeah. Ballpark figures here. How much do you think it's on the market for?
Oh.
Do you know the area at all?
I know of the area for various reasons, and it's a difficult one because it is a really lovely road. So
I'm not going to judge you if you get it wrong, Sally. Just have a guess.
I don't know. I don't know. I would say I'd be thinking about $500,000 or something like that for something like this for the land.
$1 million miles
Not
off.
bad. It's a little bit more than that. 750,000, so it's $750,000. In terms of the gross development value, based on 3 properties, probably reasonable sizes, £250,000 each to build. Gross development value about 2.4. So there's about £800,000 in this one. If you get 4, then your economies of scale kick in, and that would be up then probably to around $1 million, 1.1, whatever it is. You know, it's a potentially profitable. There could be £1 million in this. Now I know that's not what drives you,
But,
But you could do a lot of good with a million
But
quid.
it helps, yeah. You seem to be changing your tune. a
I'm
little bit,
changing
Martin.
already. I'm so fickle.
I like this because this is just warming up for my site.
Yeah, it is. You can see why it is a good development site. However, it doesn't have planning permission. So, as I said, if you were going to put an offer on this, you would definitely want to put it in subject to at least a pre-application approval. Because otherwise, what's the point? You paid £750,000 quid for something you can't build on. Do you want to go and see next?
Yeah, I think we
Let's do
should.
it.
To be fair.
Let's see if I can top trump you, Martin.
Well, you know what? You might. Wow.
Try to contain your excitement, Sally.
I'm really trying hard.
Try to contain your excitement. The best is yet to come. Now we make the real money.
Okay.
Get down to cold, hard numbers.
Does my body language say anything?
Slightly aggressive, Martin.
Not slightly
You know
aggressive,
you've lost-
just
you've
kind of
lost
like.
already? Is that what it is?
No, I think you've lost the plot. We are in the middle of an industrial estate. We are surrounded by car tyre fitting bays.
Yes.
And there is a tin, shacky, metal roofed pile of poop. Is this what you've brought us to?
What's Sally's
Central.
first impression?
It's central.
You really want to know?
Yeah. Central, yeah. Come on. Keep trying. Okay.
There's a Domino's.
It'll become, well, there's one positive. Shall I show you around it? And then we'll
Okay.
have a little chat about what I have in mind for this
All
site.
right. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Okay. Yeah. Open mind.
Follow me. Follow
Open
me,
mind.
guys.
Okay.
This is where the interesting bit comes. You need to visualize. Visualization. Think, you know, when we're doing our mindset techniques Sally,
Yeah.
for success. Visualize this.
Yeah.
The plot actually extends all the way out to this line.
Okay.
So there's a bit of hidden meterage here.
Yep.
It's obviously a knockdown and rebuild job. We're not going to try and convert this ugly, dangerous, asbestos-ridden building. And we're not going to be building luxury apartments for the city boys, to travel around to London from. Although it is a great location for that. We're going to be building build-to-rent apartments.
Okay.
Okay, they're going to be let out by buy-to-lets. Now, in this block, I reckon, having sketched it out, we could get 5 apartments and a commercial unit. 2 on the first floor, 2 on the second floor, and 1 on the ground floor. And a commercial unit at the front to keep the streets seen. Now, we're actually on, as you can see, a parade of shops. We've obviously got the tyre shop next door. Now, these aren't going to be the most luxurious, pied-à-terre that you might have thought when we pulled up. These are built to rent units. They're going to rent out. They're in high demand. If the rent is priced rightly, people will happily live here. And as you'll see down the street and on the adjacent buildings, there are actually flats above and behind already. So we're just replicating, really, that small parade of shops that's next to us.
Does it have planning permission?
It does not have planning permission. So we would be offering subject to planning. Now, this is on the market for a guide price of around 250,000.
Okay, so a lot lower entry point.
Very low entry point. The agent has said there is a bit of interest from local developers. These guys, the adjacent commercial unit, also want to buy it. So they're probably the preferred buyer, and they're going to be bidding a reasonable amount to get it. However, they're going to be buying it for extra commercial space, and that will have a ceiling price. I think we can quite comfortably beat that, and I think we should offer over the guide price if you're going to go for this site. Now, the apartments around this area, and there are some immediately adjacent apartments that are comparables, will range from 300 to 350,000 for this type in this area. This not particularly amazing area.
Or for the apartments?
For the apartments each. So if we're at the sort of lower mid end of that, say 320 an apartment. So we've got a commercial unit on the ground, which we can get a good tenant in. That's worth a good few $100,000 again. So you're getting a GDV really up to the 2 million mark. Build costs, I would estimate the construction cost to be around 850. Probably about 50 grand in planning, architect's fees and that kind of stuff to get it through the planning process, and at least another 100 grand for some other consultants to do the work needed. Key to this site is access. Now, the excellent thing is That is a tricky access. We're almost on a roundabout. However, where we arrived on the site of the back, that's a nice little tucked away side road, which was quite off the beaten path. It was a good sort of 40, 50 metres past the junction. So I think the primary access would be to the rear, and you'd leave this for a little open plan parking for the commercial unit. Yeah, so I guess there's a lot of profit to be made on this site. If you're talking a 2 million gross development value, build costs with all the fees in are going to be just slightly under $1 million. Take away the site purchase price, and you're left with your profit. So you're $1 million minus the purchase price. So, you know, how much money do you want to make? What do we offer? Do we offer 250? I don't think we'll get it for 250. So you probably want to be thinking 325, 350.
And how long do you think a build like this would do?
Demolition, it's a prefabricated old tin building by the look of it, not particularly exciting, not a huge demolition cost again. We need to be mindful of contamination, that's one of the big restraints of this site. But I think it's easily a 12-month build.
Okay.
Quite easily, and that would be conservative, I think. I think you could probably knock it up in 9 months. It's not the dream.
It would be nice to make money and be creative and make a difference.
Okay. I've got a feeling I'm onto a losing battle here. Listen, I always have to throw a curveball. You know I'm the numbers guy.
No, definitely. You really have.
Done that.
Yeah.
But to have the vision, genuinely, to have the vision to understand this could be something that makes money.
Well, make it £750,000 quid. I mean, that's not to be sniffed at,
It's
is
not
it?
to be sniffed at with such a low, potentially low entry price.
Yeah, yeah. Can I suggest we go back to the van
And have a debrief.
and have a debrief?
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's do
Let's
it.
do it. Let's go around the back.
Should we pick up a Domino's on the way back?
Let's get a Domino's.
You're buying or you buying?
Well, I think you're buying if you're buying
I'm
this
buying.
site. You're making enough profit.
Loved the middle site. Yeah, I thought that was great. I loved the plot that it was on. I loved the street. I could just see it had a charm about it. And yeah, there was a nice energy about that place. This one, I can see that the figures work, but I'm not sure that's enough.
You said at the start of the day about your 0 to 10 emotional side of things has to really kick in, and you know you just can't argue with that. I mean, you've got to enjoy doing it. Absolutely. And if that's really important to you and it's something that's going to make you tick, then you know the reality is you have to just respect that, don't you?
Yeah, and part of this process is you learning what you want to become as a property developer. Your own journey. What path is that going to take?
I think that really helped cement that for me today, and I think, you know, often you shy away from that it's led by emotion. But, you know, if we've learned anything, we've got to do things that mean something, that are making a difference. Yeah. And you can make money at the same time. And I suppose I'm trying to find that perfect, that magic combination, really. Yeah. There's something quite nice about seeing somewhere new and with the potential to do something quite lovely and create beautiful homes. That's what we're all about, isn't it? You know, people deserve to live in a nice home. So there was a little bit of excitement with the second one.
I could see a little twinkle in your eye as you walked around. Yeah.
It seemed very clean in lots of ways, didn't it? Very simple, you know, simple site, easy access. Yeah. You know, it would just be bing, bing, bing. And I think that perhaps the redevelopment of the place you own would be more complicated. And maybe you don't have appetite for that anymore. I don't know. Just remember, the margins were quite tight. I mean, you could just sell and walk away from the place. And I think you should be proud of the fact that you could do that. You shouldn't see it that you were failing if you left. You shouldn't see it that, you know, it hadn't been a successful project. You have been successful already. You don't need to do the next step.
And buildings that are converted throw an awful lot of curveballs at you. You know, you don't really know what the makeup of that ceiling is, potentially. Knocking the windows in the back, how are you going to get the access externally to do that? That's complicated and risky, and that margin of 200 or 300 grand, I think
You'd be swallowed up like that.
It can get swallowed up by one problem.
Yeah.
A new build, which can be scoped out from the start.
With your stamp on it.
With your stamp, your design. So you get the design side.
Which I love.
You make the money. It seems like a nice balanced win-win.
Well, you don't have to make a final decision right now, but it's looking like that might be a possibility. At the very least, we've opened your eyes to that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Whatever you decide, good luck.
Thank you.
It's been a
Thank
pleasure.
you. I've loved today.
Yeah,
Thank
great
you.
to see you.
Thank you, guys. Cheers.
Good luck with the rest of your journey.
Thank you.
So there you go. I think we can say that we have, at the very least, inspired Sally that there are alternative things out there. Do you think she'll actually go with that plot?
Honestly, I think it was a lovely plot.
Yeah,
You know, I have
I
to
did too.
concede.
Yeah.
You found a cracker.
Thank you.
You know, with gritted teeth, I say it. But it
Yeah,
was
at the
brilliant.
end of the day, if it suits Sally, then that's perfect. I think,
That's
and you
the goal.
can't ignore that whole emotional side of things. It's important to her, so it's not just about the numbers. If she's going to get involved in this project, you know, she needs to feel like she's doing something that's going to make a difference. She's going to create something that she can look back on and be proud of.
Oh,
so
really, really important point. I mean, it's got everything, isn't it? It's got the true win-win deal. It makes
Yeah.
makes good money.
it does.
She's got some design input. She's a really creative person. You can tell that from looking at Boxmoor and looking at what she already did with her site and built her businesses out of it.
Exactly.
So this is a beautiful lead on to her career.
Good stuff. So that's it from Nicholas and myself. We'll have somebody else who needs the Property Mentors advice for you next time. And if you'd like to take part in the show and get our advice, then get in contact with us by visiting propertymentors.tv. But for now, goodbye.
Bye for now.
Property Mentors is proudly sponsored by Roma Finance and Aria Finance.